down my channel, welcome. Right, I'll keep this video short today. I've got a sore throat, so I ain't going to talk too much today. Right, so I was in a hardware store the other day, yeah, and I needed some sandpaper, and they had loads more variations than I ever realised. It's like a stack of shelves, like from my sort of chest height down to the floor. Went from like really coarse grit, like 4E, and then 8E, then 100, 120, all that. Got to like 2000, it was only quarter the way down. I was like, hey, like, what's at the bottom? Some mad ones I never even heard before. I heard of 4,000, and 4,000, what's that for, I don't know. Went down to 15,000. I couldn't resist it, I had to buy it, got to try it out. I mean, it's so smooth. I literally think the palm of my hand is rougher than 15,000 grit. Like, what's the point of it? I don't know, but I might be pleasantly surprised. With platinum, it's really difficult to polish, and the more buffing you do with paper, the more smooth you get it before you even start polishing, the better, you get a better result. So it might be useful, but anyway, this video is about me testing it out, learning about something I've never used before. Okay, first of all, I won't open this today, but I just want to tell you something about it. This is 400 grit, yeah, it's not too unusual, but it's not paper, it's cloth. Abrasive cloth is so much longer lasting, and this was unusual to me because it's so thin, really flexible, really light. This is going to be perfect for making whizzers and stuff. I'm looking forward to trying that. That's the kind of person I am. I get excited about abrasive cloth. Yeah, normally paper just comes apart, literally turns to dust and flies off in bits while you're using it. Cloth, this is the last bit of cloth I have, is literally from where I used to work in London. There was just a coil of it sort of in amongst my tools. I had a sort of length of it all rolled up. This is the last little bit. I've been treasuring it because it's just so much better. But where this stuff I bought is better than that, this is really thick. This is going to be... I want to make a buff stick out of that and then use the rest for whizzers. That's going to be great. Okay, right, so 4,000 grit. This is way smoother than I've ever gone before. Normally, polishing platinum, I think the smoothest I've ever had before is 2,000. So this is double that. So I'm interested to see what it's like, so let's try it out. I'll try it out with a bit of platinum as well. Ooh, exciting! I mean, that is just a sheet of plastic. 4,000, what's the point in that? This is going to be like ice. It's going to be so smooth. This is no good to me whatsoever. That's going to do nothing. Thing is, yeah, it's not like you can just buff it and then go straight to like a really fine one and it'll go smooth. You have to go through all the grades, and every time you go to a smoother paper you have to do more work with it, because if you don't completely buff out the scratches from a 200 grit with a 400 grit, there's no point going past it. You've got to do loads of work, and then the smoother the paper gets, basically, the less it's going to do to the metal, so you've got to do more work to get the effect of it. 4,000 grit already, I'm like, what's the point? I mean, that literally feels smoother than just normal paper you put in a printer. So let's just cut a strip off. I'll put it in a whizzer holder, a mandrel, split mandrel. Okay, it's a smooth bit of silver that's been through the mills, hasn't been buffed at all, so it's relatively smooth. Might have little marks on it though. Well, I mean, it's doing more than I thought, but it's basically polishing it, isn't it? It's not really... Okay, as it clearly is doing something, let me just sort of go through the grades as though I was actually working. So that's as much as that's going to do. That's probably like a 600 grit. I think this is 1,200 grit I put on this whizzer. Really this is enough. Especially for silver, especially for gold and white gold. Even that's 1,200 paper, yeah, that looks polished. You don't need to do any more than that before polishing. Okay. I think my first impressions of this is you're wasting time with it. You don't need to. I do like how that's absolutely loaded with metal there. That's quite fun. This is my spare bit of platinum. Just put a bit of a curve on it. Little ply dents on that. Let's buff those out. Go through the motions with this platinum. And then we'll take it right up to the 15,000 on this. Next. Platinum's really hard wearing, so it's difficult to polish nicely. So obviously the hard wearing nature makes it difficult to take the surface off. Excuse me. Next, I've got to stop talking. Let's end this video. Glue coming off of this. That, even in platinum, that is, if you do that, get that done properly, that is smooth enough to go to the polishing motor. But let's see if this gets even more polished. Before. Okay, so I think you could buff that to a more smooth surface using this little setup here. But I'm not going to do it for this demonstration. We've already entered the realms of wasting your time at the bench. Oh my god, I mean that's just a sheet of shiny plastic. That's not. We have well and truly left the realms of abrasive paper. You see the shine on that? Go on then, let's try it. Well, I mean, really it is polishing paper, isn't it? Maybe, I mean, you can see it gets hot and it melts while you're using it. I mean, that's as good as the polishing mops. Where I'm being like unfair and perhaps mistaken, after 1500, 1600 grit, you've kind of you're leaving the realms of abrasive paper and you're entering the realms of polishing paper. Shouldn't really consider that abrasive. It's for polishing. It's the very final touches of finishing stuff. And maybe it'll be very helpful when you've got like say you're cleaning up a casting or something, there's a bit you can't reach with any sort of polishing or your bristle brushes. You might be able to get a bit of that on the end of a needle file and just squeak it over the surface and just get it polished really deep inside. I mean, that's quite impressive how polished that is. And it's just polished. I would say that's as polished, if not slightly more, than the like Tripoli grease on a polishing mop. That'll be useful. Sometimes on silver, if you polish silver hard, you round off all the corners, and it can make things look second-hand, even though they're brand new, just trying to get them really bright and shiny. Buff paper, the polishing of the paper whizzers and stuff, if you could use a paper whizzer to do the polishing, you could have something polished and like not have all the corners super sharp. It would look like a really freshly made piece of jewellery. That's it for this video. I've got a cough, it's aggravating my throat talking. So yeah, if you're into jewellery making tools or making jewellery, I've got check out all the other videos, loads of stuff to teach you to make jewellery. Become a patron, patron.com/diamond mounter. If you want to take a step further and just get access to being basically taught to work like a professional jeweller, you can go from beginner level to basically have no doubts that you're practicing the correct techniques and methods that will take you straight up to being a really good jeweller as quick as possible. So to do that, you need to check out the online courses. It's diamondmounter.thinkific. I'll put links to everything in the description anyway. So if not, just watch and enjoy. Oh, you're welcome either way. Cool, see you on the next one. I'll try and get better before I make another video.